Hey guys, welcome back to BRG Photography. My name is Ben, and what we're going to do today is another from start to finish full beauty portrait retouch using this photo I took about 2 years ago, and we're going to go from here to here, all in Affinity Photo. So if you want to see how it's done, stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, welcome back. So for this first video, all I'm going to be doing is my initial cleanup and some liquefaction before we get into the heavier stuff like skin retouching, hair, makeup, things like that. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this image, and I want you to think about like what are some of the major things that you think need to be corrected. So obviously, let me just make a new layer so I can paint. So obviously, we're going to fix these little kind of blemishes in the skin here and things like that. And these little stray hairs in here, that little eyelash. We're going to do all that obviously, so I'm not going to go ahead and spend time marking all of those things. But as far as what I see kind of 3, maybe 4 main things that I know I need to correct at some point down the line. One is going to be obviously this patchiness area in the chest. That should be pretty easy. This is obviously just something in the corner we'll get rid of. And then the other 2 things is these baby hairs at the top of the forehead and this shoulder coming to the hair. I think for this part here, I'm just going to go ahead and do a lot of clone stamping. We're going to make this all hair, so this looks like one nice thing of hair. And obviously we'll get rid of these flyaways and stuff too. And up here, I guess it's where we have a choice. We can get rid of these hairs, so have the forehead extend up to this part, or we can extend the hair and have the hair come here. And I think for my final retouch I drew the hairs in. I think that kind of makes the face look a bit smaller, draws more attention to the center of the face. But that's up to you, and maybe I'll do both methods at one point. So with those things kept in mind, let's go ahead and begin our first initial cleanup phase. Let me go ahead and delete this layer. Alright, so with my background layer selected, I'm going to create a new layer, and we're going to call this cleanup. And I find that using Affinity Photo's inpainting brush tool works amazing for this first part. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have current layer and below selected. We've got our inpainting brush set to a hardness of 100, opacity, flow, all 100%. The reason why I like to do it in 100% is because I don't want the edges to blur too much, since we are still keeping or trying to keep all this high detail. So I'm going to do a few of these, give you a few tips, and I'll speed the rest along so we can get through it really fast. So what I like about this brush tool is without having to do, like if you're going to do your normal, I think like healing brush, where you sample here and then you paint over here, that works perfectly. And let's see, I'll do one. And we can see that if I were to do it like that, sample, let's just say sample like this part here. Let's do the flow up to 100, hardness at, we'll try 100, see how that works. And, I can just come in here and kind of paint. And the cool thing about the healing brush is, it's trying to blend the source layer and the target part together, so you get a nice usually you get a really nice smooth effect, and it works perfectly. It works really good. But I think just for time, it takes a little more time than I think the inpainting brush does. If we do that, we just go ahead and erase all this. If we use the inpainting brush, I find that you can just do it a lot faster, because you can just come in here and it just does that for you. See, pretty simple. So you can just go through a lot of this stuff really quickly without having to like sample and figure out the best area. I think the what is it called? Content aware algorithms that they've got on this brush are really, really amazing. And it does a really good job. There's still some patchiness, but I think we're going to save that for our dodge and burn, because it's more like a skin tone and not so much high detail. So just using the inpainting brush, I can go through and make these kind of little adjustments and it just looks good. Let's turn it off and on and see. Look at that. That took what, 20 seconds to just clean that up really easily. You can come in here and be as precise as you want and try to, you could probably do some of this patchiness. I could probably say, okay, let's just do that. And yeah, it might work okay. But I think I'll get to it in a later step. Another thing that you can also do is you don't always have to work with 100% opacity. So something like these lines on the neck, I think if I were to get rid of them completely, it might look a little bit kind of phony maybe. I think it's a bit too blurry. Most people are going to have, lines on their neck and certain wrinkles and creases in their skin. So I think if you get rid of them completely, it looks a bit fake. So, but what you can do is you can drop your opacity, say, down to like 50%, and then go over it, make the brush a bit smaller. And then we could say, let's go over this part here. And all it really does is it just lightens the effect without completely getting rid of it. So I think sometimes that can look a bit more convincing because we're not completely erasing these natural lines. We're just kind of fading them out a bit. And I could do this with also dodging and burning to like lighten up the lines. But yeah, I mean, it looks okay. And you can see it definitely gets a little blurrier. But I think, for when we're looking at it at this distance, it's going to be okay. And it's very subtle. It's not a big change. So maybe we'll come back to it with our dodging and burning step and clean it up a bit more. So let me just do a few more, and then I'm going to go ahead and just go through the rest really fast. So yeah, you can come in here and just do like that. And look at that. I did a really fantastic job, I think, just to get rid of these little hairs and stuff here. Let's see if we can do this big one. How it handles the edge. Look at that. I think I did really good. And so the rest is going to be going through and kind of doing the same thing. You don't have to spend a lot of time, I think, on like some of these. You can if you want. There's a lot of these little baby hairs that you could come by and just get rid of each one individually. But it's up to you, because when you're looking at it at this distance, and especially if it's going on Instagram or whatever, you're not going to even see any of that detail. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the face using this inpainting brush. I'm going to speed it along so that you can just see the final result in a few seconds. All right, so just hang on tight. Okay, so I've pretty much completed a lot of this stuff. Let's turn it off and on and see. And I think at this distance, you can maybe just see a lot of these little micro details that we've corrected. It's always important to make sure you zoom out, because a lot of times, sometimes you'll see things that you didn't notice when you're that zoomed in. So I can see, there's a little bit here, and because this is the size that most people are going to be looking at your image, especially if it's going to social media, Instagram, things like that, is they're not going to see these little micro hairs that you spent 5 minutes trying to delete. So it's up to you how much time you want to spend on them. I don't mind doing this. I kind of enjoy this part of the retouching process. But another thing too is sometimes, if this person really likes this photo of themselves, they might say, hey, could I have the full size image because I want to print it out, or put it in a book, or put it for my portfolio or whatever. And so I think in that case, it's always good to have the full high resolution image. That way you don't have to go back and say, oh, actually, let me go spend some more time retouching more of the detail because I didn't. So, but again, that's up to you. If you know your stuff's only going to Instagram, then you don't have to bother doing half of what I did. But you can see that that's all I have done. So far, so good. There's still like patchiness here in the skin, but we're going to get to that when we get to our dodging and burning phase. So next I want to do is a little bit of liquefaction. So in order to liquefy something, you have to actually be on this actual pixel layer. If I try to do a liquefaction here, all I'm going to be adjusting is these things. These are all the little touch-ups I made in my cleanup phase. And actually, we can get rid of this too. I forgot about that. Let's go ahead and get rid of this corner. So still on the inpainting brush, just going to make it a bit bigger and just go over that corner like that and give it a second, and boom, perfect. Yeah, and like I said, we're going to get rid of all these hairs, but I'm going to do that during a dedicated hair step, and I'm not going to do it right now. Alrighty, and maybe I'll just get rid of this like dark line here. Okay, so I want to do some liquefaction. So the first thing I gotta do is go ahead and basically, what do they call it? I forget. Merge all the layers down together, which is going to be merge visible. And I'm going to click on that. And now I can actually just delete this because it's basically merged the background layer and the cleanup layer into one brand new layer. And now that it's a brand new layer, now I can go over to my liquefaction tool and do some liquefaction. So I usually don't do a ton of liquify when I'm editing my images, but I think for this one, I think I just want to bring in the cheeks a little bit on this side. So just a little bit coming, maybe make this side of the face a little bit smaller just for balance purposes. So I'm going to turn off this show mesh because it never seems to really help me. And using the push forward tool, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and kind of adjust my brush size accordingly. I'm going to just slightly start nudging the face over a little bit, like really small. You'd be really surprised that just you look like you're not doing much, and then you look at the before and you're like, whoa, maybe I went too far. So let's just do a little bit like that. Let me come out. Here I can have this slider at 100%. I can drop it down, and you can actually see like what we've done. Actually a lot, but it's not enough where I've completely changed her face. I've just made the face a little bit slimmer just for aesthetic purposes. And you know, if you feel like that's too much, then you don't even have to go all the way up to 100%. You could say, okay, so now that I see it, maybe 100's too much, maybe drop it back. We'll say it to like 60%. Maybe we'll try that. 65%. I'm gonna hit apply. That's now the new like 100. I'm gonna apply that here. And now we can basically see just that little nudge just kind of adds a bit more balance to the face there, and I think that looks good so far. Also, again, when you're at this stage, you can come through and you can say, okay, is there anything I missed with my initial inpainting brush tool? Maybe I can just, you know, fix up a few things here. And I think so far we are pretty good for this first step. So I think that's all going to be that's going to be all for this video. I just want to show the first kind of this is almost like a primer. We're getting the picture ready to really get into the heavier editing, which is going to be dodging and burning with the skin, hair, skin retouching, hair, eyes and makeup, things like that. Because in this time we've got a brand new workflow. We are not going to be doing any frequent separation. We're going to be doing all of our skin retouching in dodging and burning, and that will be in the next video. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Later.